2, 1. When it'll be curry meat, I'm coming for you.
Oh, you're actually excited to be here this week, or what?
That's how it starts. Me
Thank
being
God.
excited is just like, when it'll be.
Start talking.
I need food for family.
Start talking in a weird accent.
There's no food at home. Will you be my baby girl and show me your toes?
Show me your bobs. I need the bobs. Show me your bobs.
My favorite thing in the world is all 10 of your little piggies, even if you're missing one of them. All 9 of your piggies.
All 9 of your piggies. I like the vagin. Vagin. Show me vagin.
Dinner tonight is at 8:45 stat.
8:45 p.m.
Well, you know.
I do know. Yes. Right before close. Can I have 10 pounds of salmon? I'm sorry, what? You know, I've been selling salmon all day.
It's really funny because there was never just one dude.
No.
It's always like homies. Like,
Yes,
go,
yeah.
Like, Indian dudes will travel in bunches of 7.
They do. At least 7. At least. I've seen them come in 15 deep before.
And sometimes you're like, the ratio of this meat doesn't match.
Yeah, it's very odd. It's very odd, for sure. It never makes any
There's
sense.
there's always like a shorter one in the group who's just like
Yes.
somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
That was my favorite thing whenever we would go to like blondies and stuff, was like the different groups of men that were there as like, you know, groups of friends and stuff. Because there was always like the Indian guys who you could smell from a distance because of the cologne. You're like,
Yes,
bring
yeah.
enough cologne to kill a man.
Them, and then like any dude in like their 40s always had way too much cologne on.
I
Also.
was gonna say there's like that. Then there's like the white dudes who are usually like in 2 or 3. Like groups of 2 or 3.
Right.
Black dudes is like two dudes
Yeah.
usually, and then there's always just one standalone 40-year-old guy who doesn't have friends to go out with him anymore.
Yes.
And he's just on the you already remember the one guy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't even dance. He just stomps.
Yeah, just stomp.
He just stomps, looks at girls, and is like, "Hi.
Yeah.
How are you?" My favorite one was like the fucking like 5'2" Asian kid who just who would just break dance on the floor, and then he always had glow sticks.
Yes.
And then there was one time there was somebody, I think, there was a Down syndrome kid who was hyped that one time we were at Blondie's, and it was really wholesome.
There was?
Yeah. He was back there and he was smoking a cigar and he had like a cool hat on the top.
I don't recall this person.
Oh yeah, we were on the dance floor and he was just near like where the fire was, and he was just smoking a cigar and talking to a girl.
He had Down syndrome?
Yes, he
Really?
absolutely had Down syndrome. Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't remember this at all.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
I was really happy for him.
Yeah, I am also happy for him. That's pretty cool. That's legit.
Good. I had a really I wrote it down a few days ago. I can tell you, I was waiting for it to do on the pod. I had a really fucking weird dream a few days ago. I need to find it in my thing. Oh yeah. It's probably going to be a few minutes of this, but I wrote down this entire dream because it was so fucking weird.
Oh, this is a dream?
Yeah.
Okay,
I woke
alright.
up from this. I was like, it was one of those like times where you always have the weirdest dreams and you wake up and then you go back to sleep.
Right.
So then it's really vivid. So I got invited to like academy. Like it seemed like a Hogwarts kind of thing.
Okay.
It was in Boulder. I just remember seeing some of it. In the dream I had powers of Spider-Man kind of, but I could also fly. There was around 150 of us, roughly younger and some middle age. We get to this castle area in the middle of Boulder, and we are walking around, and there's crazy artwork, medieval artwork, a lot of like naked but like creepy artwork hanging on the walls that looks like and then there's like other sections in the academy that look like a science lab mixed into the castle. While getting settled in, this giant door opening to like what a Harry Potter like dining room. I need to use the restroom, and I get up and I walk to go find one. I end up in an area I haven't seen before. It looks like research labs, and a shitload of bats, kids, and lots of celebrities in these research labs. Okay. One of them being Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres.
What a cast.
And other ones I can't remember. I find a bathroom, and I hang out in a stall. I don't use the bathroom. 2 other people are talking outside of the bathroom around the gathering tomorrow or party and how excited they are. I don't know what's going on, but I get up to go back to the dining room. We are sitting there, and I'm sitting with these people, and then there's a giant door opens at the end of the dining room, and 8 people in cloaks slowly walk down, and they're shaped like there's one guy in front 2 guys behind him, 3 guys behind him, so they form like a triangle.
Okay.
They come out, and then the gathering in front of 2 of them. These people, these thousands look almost 1,000 years old, kind of like a vampire, and particularly the one in the front who looks the oldest. Once they come out, the one in the front lets out the most ear-piercing screeches that sounds like it's howling in a frequency that's negative.
Okay.
I then fly away and get on a pillar and stick to the pillar in time before these thousands of celebrities fly in through, who start running in through sides of the corridors and start ripping apart the 150 people, sucking their blood and eating people at the party.
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
I get into the research area that I was at previous and find Elliot Page or Ellen Page in this situation. Okay. pre like Juno era, not now Elliot Page. So Ellen Page.
Okay.
Sitting in a kind of clear bunker in the ceiling, pushed up in the wall. I managed to get into the bunker and she and threatened her to tell me what's going on.
Threatened her.
Yeah. She explains, while scared and also scared of me, that there is a ritual between these higher elite celebrities that are vampires of varying amounts of power given to them through this castle, and they themselves created, and they worship the 8 to 12 ancient vampires that I previously saw.
8 to 12, very specific.
And tomorrow is the feast on the real world outside, and they will let those 150 that were invited, that were just eaten, to join them in the vampires. Mind you, while still in the bunker with Ellen Page, I hear screaming and blood pouring all around me, and people running around scared. So I don't think it was those 100 people that were getting torn up. They are actually turning into vampires. And I'm writing this this complete story from Witcher Dreams, so none of it's conclusive.
Good Lord.
This took me 40 minutes after I woke up to have my morning coffee.
40 minutes?
Around 30, because I was drinking my coffee, trying not to forget what happened in the dream.
Right.
I'm putting it together vaguely. After this small conversation with Ellen Page, I see the bunker behind her starts breaking and bones start piling in with blood. I forgot what she said to me because she didn't want to be a part of it. They put her in this plastic bunker to be safe from everything else, and they'll deal with her later. I say goodbye, and I see the bunker starting to break in. I fly away, then I see vampires break into the bunker and eat Ellen Page. While I'm flying away, I see other vampires all around doing the same thing, but going in all different directions, to all different paths of the world, and I'm just trying to get to Colorado Springs. When I land in a park near my parents' house is where there was a movie theater and there's a big dome being built. It is a massive stadium, and for some reason I feel the need to go into this stadium. This is like the day
This is the same dream?
Yes.
Holy shit.
For some reason, I don't know why, but the feast was happening around this time. So I'm flying home, everyone's getting eaten and everything, and everyone's screaming. So I land where the Cinemark is, and right where the Cinemark is where the stadium is.
Okay.
I'm not going to go through the rest of it. There's still so much more.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I just remember the rest of it. So what happens is, I go into the stadium, like I found like a secret entrance to the stadium, and then there's just weird celebrities hanging out in there. The one I really remember is I saw Brad Pitt. I think I saw Sting, like from the
What?
My favorite one is I vividly remember seeing Jared Leto, and he even looked just as gay as usual because he had like his fangs were out, but he had a little bit of blood on one of them,
oh my
and like
God.
an all red tuxedo. I'm like, even in fucking vampire world, you're still so extra,
right? Yeah, no, for sure.
And then I went
in Blade Runner. He's so extra.
Yeah, you're like, why is he so extreme in every movie? You're like, dude, this is just a normal movie.
Right, yeah.
He could be like a teen drama, and then he'll just monologue in the middle of it.
Yes, yeah. He's an odd dude,
yeah,
for sure. That's a crazy dream.
Yeah.
I don't know how you were able to piece all of that together. Honestly,
Sometimes it's really vivid.
Okay.
I also get sleep paralysis constantly, so
yeah.
A lot of my dreams, especially when I know I'm going to get into sleep paralysis, the dream after that is so vivid. This time, I just decided to actually wake up with my morning coffee and write it down.
Right.
So I got up, had my coffee, and it was still fresh in my memory. And I was like, "All right, time to type it all out so I don't forget it."
Yeah, that makes sense. I've only been able to force myself to do that a couple times where I'm like, okay, write this down because this was good enough to like try and remember.
Yeah, you texted me the one time you had a dream about me or something. It was recently.
Yeah, it's on my phone.
No,
I can't remember what it was, but it was ridiculous.
Do you have any reoccurring dreams?
I used to. When I was a kid, I used to have this reoccurring dream where I would be. It was like the 1960s, and I was in a car with my friends, and we would go drive down to the beach.
Yeah.
And then when we got to the beach, we were on like the pier, I think, or whatever. You could drive onto the pier, and there was a
light bulb?
a lighthouse.
Oh, a lighthouse.
There was a lighthouse. And every single time, as soon as we pulled up, I would look up to the top of the lighthouse, and then it would just all of a sudden just be dark and stormy, and it would start dumping rain and like lightning and crazy and all kinds of, just like all the shit that you think about with like a crazy storm, almost like a hurricane. Yeah. And then I would wake up, and that was like, I mean, dude, probably from like 4 years old to like 10 years old, I had that dream.
Nothing ever went past when it started raining.
It was never different, and I never woke up at a different spot. I always woke up at the exact same point.
I know they're real. Like, I know they exist, but lighthouses just feel fake to me.
I agree.
I'm like, I never. Well, I also we live in the center of a country,
right?
But the thought of a lighthouse, I'm like, those don't exist. That's just written for movies. Those are like folklore lighthouses.
I agree. And then when you see one, like, have you ever seen one in real life? Oh no,
no.
They're cool to see in real life. But I definitely know what you mean, because even when I see them in real life, anytime I've seen them, I'm like, are those really used?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
It just feels like a weird house someone built near the ocean.
Well, it just seems like there's a nuke in there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all it's for. There's a missile inside there, and it's not for anything else.
Like they're hiding something?
Yes, for sure. I think they're hiding something.
I have seen that in, like, like when governments build buildings that look like apartment houses.
Yeah.
But inside, it's like a government facility.
Yeah.
That's what it's like in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Where I think it just runs 70 feet down, like, so deep.
Right, yeah. That's what I always think when I see a lighthouse. I'm like, there's something else going on.
Well, I didn't see the ocean for the first time until I was like 21 or 22.
That's true, yeah. I forgot that.
And I went right back to the pool.
You're so weird. You're so weird.
I didn't like the ocean.
The ocean's so nice.
I went in, I stepped on, I think, seaweed, and I was like, I'm going back to the pool.
Like, I'm out. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Foreign feelings.
I'll tell when I was there. When I was in Jamaica, we first land, and we get told specifically at the airport that, like, do not leave the resort.
Yeah.
Because vacationing in those kind of countries and Mexico, you're just vacationing in America that's bought in a section.
Yes, yeah.
You're not really in Jamaica.
No.
You're just in a resort that is America.
Yes.
But they say, do not leave. Do not buy anything outside of the resort. And they keep saying that, like, wink, wink. Don't buy anything outside of the resort.
Yeah, drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, they're really fucking... I was like, how are you supposed to get anything? And I was wondering that. But then we get to the resort. This is right when I'm at the ocean. I'm with my dad, and there's just a guy in a canoe just outside in the pier. He just comes up in his little fucking boat. Because he waves to us. He comes up, and he calls himself Jamaican Joe.
Yeah. Jamaican Joe.
And I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, how do you like to... Oh, this is what freaked me out. Behind me, security's on the beach looking at all this. But Jamaican Joe comes up, and he's like, how do you like to party? Black, green, or white? And I was like...
Black.
Yeah. Then I realized, oh, that's why they keep reassuring you. You just buy the resort includes the drugs.
Right, yeah.
Like, this guy works at the resort, so I was like, green. He's like, you sure you don't want any white? I'm like, not in a third world country.
Probably not, no.
Definitely not black.
No, for sure. Yeah, there's no way that the resort is okay with these people selling heroin.
Yeah.
Maybe cocaine.
Yes.
Definitely weed.
Black is what he makes his money on. The
Yes.
money, like, green and white goes to the resort.
Right.
Black exclusively. Joe, like, one day is like, you know what? I think I might start, like, cutting the margin.
I got some poppy seeds in my backyard. I think I could make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start cutting the middleman out of this and start selling my own black tar.
For sure.
But I say green, and then he pulls out what looks like just maybe an eighth of weed, and he goes, $90.
Oh my God.
I was like,
$90?
yes, $90 for an eighth.
That's an ounce in Colorado.
I know, because then I was like, where I'm from, man, I'm going to give you 40, and that's being generous even for me. And he's
Right.
like, where are you from? I'm like, Colorado in the United States.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, brother. And then he takes my 40.
I can't believe you negotiated with a drug dealer in a foreign country, and they were like, "Okay, that works."
I was with my dad. I remember too, but it was like $40, and that's
And it's just that Sensimilia weed. It's not even good.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
awful.
Yeah,
but I remember his face when I said that, and he was like, "Oh, okay, this guy, like you know that what I'm giving you,
yes,
because this guy's just giving shit weed to older
oh yeah, for sure,
people.
Yeah,
like,
people in their 40s who are gone from work for a week, yeah, they're definitely going to pay $90 for.
Then it was an
joints.
issue about when I had it, how was I going to use it, because I couldn't bring anything I didn't bring anything to smoke it out, so I had to try to find a shop. The only thing they had was those wood cigar pipes.
Yeah.
So I had to buy one of those. It was awful. You would just smoke bowl after bowl, and you're like, I'm lightly buzzed.
Yeah, right.
But later on, it was in that week, we went on an expedition outside the resort, kind of a part of it. It was like a zip lining expedition.
Yeah.
When we're leaving, we go to what looks like a Pirate Head, or like a Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
A restaurant.
R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett died today.
You told me that.
Yeah.
A damper on the
I had to bring it up. I'm sorry. Jimmy Buffett is an American icon. I grew up listening to so much fucking Jimmy Buffett on camping trips and hunting trips and any trip that me and my dad went on, Jimmy Buffett was on. So I just really needed to bring that up today.
Jimmy Buffett is definitely one of those, if you're having a bad time, if you drink too much or anything, you call Jimmy Buffett, you're like, I guess I'm just sobered up now. Jimmy Buffett's just the cocaine for sobriety.
Yes, he
just
is.
Brings you back.
For sure.
Well, I love whenever I need to sober up before I drink and drive, I just put on Changes in Latitude. Just driving drunk to Cheeseburgers in Paradise.
Oh yeah.
We get to the restaurant, we all eat, and then there's a guy in our group who buys something from somebody at the restaurant. Like, we see him go to the back and buy something.
Yeah.
We're about to get back on the bus. He starts throwing up blood outside of the bus.
Ew.
He's throwing up blood and everything, and I was like, he definitely got some black.
Yeah.
This guy was doing some black.
Yeah, for sure.
And then a huge fight breaks out on the bus because half the bus wants to go back to the resort and leave him at the restaurant.
Oh my God.
And the other half is like, no, we have to wait. We can't just leave him at a restaurant in Jamaica outside the restaurant.
Right.
How is he supposed to get back?
Yes.
So a huge fight ensues.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Half the bus was just like, fuck it, he chose to do it.
You're like, fuck this guy. That's so crazy. Where's the humanity?
The tour guide was like, we're not leaving him.
Right, yeah.
He has to wait. He kind of felt better. Oh, that was another thing. I didn't realize at the world country, they're like, well, someone call an ambulance. And then the bus driver's like, it's going to take him forever.
Oh my God.
They just didn't have medical care to just come out there to get him.
That's so crazy. Holy shit.
There is no ambulance.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They gave him a few bottles of water, and then they put him on the bus, and he just laid there.
And he was okay?
Yeah, when he got back there, he was fine.
That's so
I saw him
crazy.
at the dining hall the next day.
Just alive?
Yeah, he still looked pretty sick.
Right.
I don't know what happened to him.
Good Lord.
You just smashing eggs Benedict after ODing.
That's so crazy. My God. Yeah, drugs in a third world country, even weed, I'd be like, I don't know.
No.
It would freak me out.
It was really funny because even outside the resort, because you would see near the resort in the 2 mile radiuses around it, there'd be Burger Kings and Carl's Jr.'s and a Pizza Hut sit down place. And then it just cuts off.
Right.
And then it's just houses, and for electricity, they just have one electrical line hooked up to a pole to their house.
Okay.
And then that house had electricity. Next to that was just a shack.
Uh-huh.
And then no front door, and you just saw someone just sitting on a chair inside their house.
Oh, weird.
And it was it was a culture shock to be oh, goddamn, it is wild here.
Yeah, so much different, for sure. I've never been outside of the U.S., so I don't...
That was my only time I've really been on a vacation.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, maybe we can go abroad sometime.
I would love to. I keep trying to get you guys to go to Mexico. No one ever wants to fucking go to Mexico with me.
I was thinking more I want to see a new pope.
You want to go to Italy?
Yeah, whenever this pope passes or just resigns. Like the last one is like, I'm done.
Is that what happened? He was just over it?
Yeah, the last one left.
Oh, I thought he
usually
died.
they die, but he just left.
Huh.
He was also the one like when all the scandals are going on.
Yeah.
Whenever they would bring it up to him, he was like, nah.
He was the one
Yeah, that was
with
all
the diddling kids.
Yeah, all that happened when he was higher up, and it was ever like brought up. They said we're dealing with it, and you're like, what did you do? We're like, they moved.
They moved. Yeah, they just put him in a different church.
Yeah,
so crazy. It's not.
They would
so crazy.
diddle someone in like Philadelphia. Like, where are they now? They're like Maine.
Maine. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
But that would be sick. I just think to like they have a new one and then just go to Italy and just see a new pope get.
Right.
I know it's not called inaugurated.
Yeah.
And then they can bring Three Doors Down out like they did with Trump, and then Three Doors Down can do a couple songs for the
Three
Pope.
Doors Down do that?
Yeah, when Donald Trump was elected, they couldn't get anyone because it was a big. Think about like if you're like Bruce Springsteen or something. Even if you enjoy Trump, you can't as a celebrity actually like Donald Trump.
Yeah,
people get mad.
Yeah.
So no celebrity wanted to do his inauguration. The only willing one is Three Doors Down.
Really?
Yeah, there's video.
That's so crazy.
They're singing Kryptonite at his inauguration.
That's so crazy.
And Donald Trump's just up at like the the elevated area where they watch.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's just doing the fucking devil horns, the Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
So silly. He's such a character, dude.
Well, I was wondering why they didn't get like Kid Rock. There has to be some country singers that are willing to do it. Like
I thought there was a country singer that did his
it's
inauguration.
not Kenny Chesney. There's the one that is a little bit more like out, like
It's definitely not Kenny Chesney.
not Kenny Chesney, but I don't know country, so
I don't.
It's like,
yeah.
It's one of those bigger artists that is like pretty vocal on like
I don't
his
know.
opinions and stuff. Not Garth Brooks, not Kenny Chesney, but yeah.
Tim McGraw.
No, I'll try to look it up at some point. But yeah, he wanted to do it. I just thought Kid Rock would come out and do Ball.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock would have been awesome for sure. That would have matched
the vibe.
so well. Yeah, just the vibe of like, fuck you, I won, motherfucker.
It would have been really funny just seeing like Kid Rock doing a live performance during January 6th.
Yes, that would be amazing.
He just does like show.
He breaks in. He sets up on the Senate Hall. Starts doing a show.
He's gonna do a badass song, and then Sheryl Crow comes out and they just do Pitcher while they're just stealing artifacts. I put your picture away. I stole AOC's toilet seat tonight, today.
Yeah, that would have been badass.
If I was storming the Capitol, I would just steal weird shit. Like I got Nancy Pelosi's pens.
Or pens.
Yeah, stole AOC's toilet seat.
I got her tampons, bro. I got the emergency ones she kept in her bottom drawer. That's what I'd be stealing. Something to just sabotage them later down the road.
I'm thinking of awful things right now that I would have stole.
Like what?
Let's say, like hypothetically, you put gloves on.
Okay.
I got Rand Paul's shit in a bag of tampons.
Oh my god. How are you getting that?
They forgot to flush, and they were in a rush to leave.
Do they have their own toilets?
Probably.
You think so?
That's why I thought like they have their own toilets in their office, so you could just steal it out of their private bathroom.
If they do, then sure. I don't think they have private bathrooms.
You think they just have communal bathrooms in Congress?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought every one of them had their own bathroom. If I was running a state, I wouldn't be going there and I'm just pissing next to the net. Well, yeah, maybe they do. It's just funny to think that they just hang out in the bathroom.
I guess. I mean, no, that is funny to think about, but I don't think that that's how it works.
Like Mitch, you kind of...
You have to think about how old those buildings are.
Oh, yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
They're not installing new bathrooms in every one of them.
No. It'd be a lot of work.
You just have to hang out, and you're like, you just get in there. Mitch McConnell just did his old man dumping, and you're like, you really shit the bed today during your speech.
Wasn't there 2 senators per state?
Yeah.
So there's 100 senators. It's 100 bathrooms plus all the communal bathrooms.
Yeah.
So you're looking at around like 100 and probably 10 bathrooms that you'd have to make.
Oh, that is.
There's
true.
no way.
Yeah.
It's so many
But
bathrooms.
do you get what I'm like?
No, yes, I understand what you're
like
saying.
A person of power, like I deserve it not to share my shitting space with Mitch McConnell.
Sure. Yes. Definitely.
Imagine like you just got in a heated argument and then you just have to piss next to Trump and you're like, "What's up, man?
Yeah.
Good one today."
I'm sure the president has his own bathroom.
You called my wife a bitch, but Have to be respectful.
Yeah, you're like, I get it, Mr. President. I get it. It's okay. Just try not to make it happen.
Did I mention the height of his kid in the last podcast?
Of whose kid?
Donald Trump's.
No.
Do you know how tall Barron Trump is?
No.
He's 6'7".
What?
Yeah, let me look him up for you.
How tall is Melania?
Trump's 6'2".
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's.
Are you serious?
I'm not even fucking. I didn't know this until Barron. There was a photo of him hanging out in like some party, and he looks terrifying.
Okay.
All right, let me try to find it. Yeah, he looks like someone just gave him tall man legs.
That's crazy.
Like he looks like a 13-year-old who wished to be big.
How old is Barron?
17. He's like 17 or 18.
17?
Yeah, 6'7".
Okay, I guess 2016. That was a long time ago because he was only like 12 or 13.
Here, this
when
is
Trump
the one I'm
got
talking
elected.
about.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Holy shit!
they look like they gave him an urban man's legs.
The person he's standing next to is an Oompa Loompa. That's an actual Oompa Loompa.
But you see how tall Trump is when he's walking with him. Look at that.
Holy shit!
I didn't realize how tall this fucking
I
family
didn't
is.
realize that. I knew Melania was tall, but I didn't realize Trump was 6'2".
Yes, Google may lie a little bit, but it says 6'3" when you look up Trump. So I'm just taking an inch off, saying 6'2". But his son looks 6'7".
He's as tall as Shaq.
Shaq's 7, so...
Shaq's 7?
Yeah, Shaq's 7 feet. He's as tall as LeBron James.
Okay, LeBron.
Like LeBron, yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. But still, that's only fucking 4 inches off of Shaq.
Look how unsettling this is.
That's a crazy picture. They are huge. I did not realize how huge that family was.
I'm glad you're at my energy because I figured this out. I was talking about it all fucking day.
Yeah, I could talk about this all day too. That's so crazy.
He still looks like a 13-year-old Barron.
Right.
It looks like they just gave him like a 6'8" person's legs.
Yes. Because
his torso's small and he just has all leg.
Yes, 100%. That's so fucking terrifying. Holy shit.
You know how they have those conspiracies about like Democrats stealing adrenochrome from like
good
stuff? We need to do one for right-wing people, like right-wing, where they're taking the legs off professional athletes, like black athletes, and putting them on their kids.
Giving them to their kids. That would be awesome.
Charles Barkley died. So they saw his chubby-ass old man legs off and gave him to like a teenager.
We need to learn some children of political figers.
Feels like I got these legs for you.
Yeah, I feel like the whole world. I only know Hunter and Barron. Like that's it.
Yeah,
and the other one. Donald Trump Jr.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he Donald Trump Jr.?
Yeah, there's Donald Trump Jr. And then is Donald Trump Jr. the one that looks weird?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
He looks like a villain.
Yeah, the dark-haired one, he looks just like a normal guy. The dark-haired one looks like you could just have a barbecue with him. Then there's the one that you could just tell the whole family bullied.
Yes.
Like, because he has that weird slick back hair where it's all back.
Yes.
And he just has like a big head and you're like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's DJT. DTJ. DTJ.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have the face to be a president.
He's terrifying. I wish him and DeSantis would be like a really good like president vice president.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect because they're both weird.
I'm imagining the Thanksgivings where Donald Trump Jr. has to stand next to his 6'7" brother who's 17 years old.
It's like, okay, hey Barron, because it's different moms too, isn't it?
No, it's all different moms.
All different?
No, I think so. He's had like 3 wives. I think the daughter. I think the daughter has a different mom. The hot daughter, and then the 2 brothers, and then now Barron, who Melania that's their kid,
right?
Which I think they chose that, like, oh, we're gonna have a fucking like pure fucking Aryan child, 6'7".
Yes, yeah. Well, what ethnicity is Melania?
It's some Russian shit, I think.
Is it?
I think so. I know she's not from the United States.
No. Yeah, she sounds foreign.
I like her vibe. Like, you know, like when, I think me and you have talked about it when some presidents' wives get a little bit too vocal and take the fame from the president.
Sure.
Like Michelle was all about that. Like, where she was just like, oh, I also get the power.
Yeah. She's like, this is my time.
Melania's like, I just stand here.
Yeah. She didn't.
I think one time they're like, what do you want to do? She's like, I like to stop bullying. Bullying is bad.
Yeah. She's like, I have to come up with some kind of.
And everyone's like clapping, like, yes, bullying is bad.
Good.
We need to stop bullying the children.
The children.
I can't do more accents.
Sound like Nacho Libre.
Just immediately go Mexican. Like,
the children. They need the bullying of the children. It needs to be put to an end. We must start teaching our children. The children, they need to know how to love the other children.
The only way to love your brothers and sisters, you build a wall. You build large walls.
Just turn it into a political stance.
Yeah, immediately.
You could see the look of fear in her eyes. Like, he told me if I didn't bring up the wall, he was going to beat me, so I have to bring it up.
Or she runs out of ideas and she starts thinking of like Melania. She's like, the way to stop bullying is stop giving out unhealthy school lunches.
She just starts turning into Michelle.
You need to eat more corn to love your family. More vegetables.
We have to take soda out of the vending machines. The soda. Too much sugar.
We were in school when that happened.
Yes, and it was the worst.
Because we were in 6th grade, and if your parents gave you money, you would be able to like get your normal lunch, like sandwiches or pizza. But that once a week, if you had extra money, you can get like a calzone.
Yeah, something good.
Like spicy popcorn, chicken nuggets,
yes,
and stuff.
Yeah, or you could go to the vending machine and get like the worst snacks in the world for 75 cents, and then all of a sudden the vending machines got like changed to like low sugar shit. Yeah. And then the lunches, we didn't have calzones anymore.
Yeah, they got rid of the...
We didn't have popcorn chicken anymore.
Because they got rid of... That one was like for the kids who had money. Like,
right.
They had like the normal kid lunch where you could get for free or
yes,
like your money card. But then they had the side one that you had to pay in cash.
Yes,
that was that.
Yeah, and that was all the good stuff. And yeah, it just went away. So all of 6th grade, we had great food. Mm-hmm. And then we came back our 7th grade year, and it was just shit. It was all poor food. All poor people food.
All of it.
Yeah, there was no separation.
I still feel like that pizza was cut smaller. 6th grade to 7th grade year, they're like, oh, we have to make this a 8-piece pie, not a 6-piece pie.
You think so?
Yeah.
I can't think.
I was never
so long ago.
After school lunch.
No, for sure. I agree.
I was also 13. You could eat everything.
That's true. Yeah, you could eat everything and never be full.
After miraculously getting bullied for putting ketchup on my sandwich, I'm like, I still want more.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, dude. You shouldn't have been doing that.
That's when bullying worked.
It did work.
Yeah,
yes.
I need to fit
Everyone stop doing their weird shit. All the dumb shit that your parents let you do your whole life because you're their kid. Finally, you were like, oh, this is not fucking normal because I have 10 other 12-year-olds yelling at me, telling me to kill myself for putting ketchup on my sandwich.
It always makes me laugh because you'll see like those fucking dumbass Facebook posts or online posts where it goes, kids don't discriminate. You're like, those are the one people that will discriminate against everyone.
They discriminate the hardest.
Yeah.
The hardest.
At least when you're an adult, you can pick by color. They discriminate by like walking posture.
Yes, yeah. The dumbest thing in the world. Made you so stupid.
I still get like that inner bully feeling that I would get sometimes when I was in middle school. Like, for example, it was a few days ago, someone noticed it at work, but there was a guy who was working in a different area. But do you ever see someone with like a really like meek like demeanor? Like their shoulders are never up.
Yeah.
They're like this and their neck is like down. They look like a fucking like dying turtle.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. What?
I feel like I look like that. I don't know.
No, you don't look meek at all. Though.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, like you don't have a meek demeanor.
Okay.
But yeah, like it was like a really like smaller guy, like this, and then he's like, "Excuse me," not making any eye contact, and I immediately start like getting excited.
Yeah.
Because then what I do when I see that, I'm usually pretty calm. I don't really give a shit. But when I see that, you'll see me immediately turn the extroversion up. Be like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Brock." And I try to like shake their hand, and then they're like malfunctioning, like.
Yes. Yes.
It makes me... It's so fucked up to do.
I don't think I've ever done that to someone.
I've done it my whole life.
That's amazing.
I didn't notice I did it, and then some coworker came out to me. They're like, bro, you made social anxiety your enemy that you will conquer.
Right, yeah.
I was like, there will be no social anxiety in my world. I will destroy all of it.
That's so intense. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll shake people's hands like, you know, like a professional setting, but I see that, I'm immediately be like, nice to meet you, I'm Brock.
Yeah.
Way too much eye contact.
I'm not even like that socially awkward. I think that would freak me out.
But when I'm talking to you, even if we didn't meet, I could still tell we would have a conversation. It's like when I can tell like somebody obviously doesn't want to make a lot of eye contact,
right?
And like try to make the conversation.
They want to be left alone.
Yes.
They want their one question answered, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then fuck off. You're like, no, I'm gonna bug the fuck out of you, pal.
Yeah, exactly. One time I was coming home I was with my girlfriend. We were getting back to my place, and there was a guy across the unit from mine, and he was locking it up. And I thought he was the owner, or I think still is. But I always want to like meet the neighbor, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, you live across. I haven't met you before, so I walk up, and he's just like shoulder, like you could tell he wants just to leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I live right across the hall, and he's like, hi.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's your name? And then like I shake his hand, and he's like, it's Jack. And I'm like, oh, did you just buy it, Jack? He's like, yeah, I rented it out as like an Airbnb. And I was like, well, if you need anything, man, we could change numbers. He's like, I have to go. And then I was like, bye, dude.
That's so much. That's so much.
I'm trying to chill out on doing it because that's absolutely bully behavior.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was never like that much as a kid, but I'm realizing like, oh, that's what a bully felt, but they just have more of just things that they attack.
Right, yeah.
To bring them joy.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's definitely... Yeah. That's bullying. That's adult bullying. Like, I can tell this guy does not want none of this, and I'm going to give him all of it. For sure.
Adult bullying?
Yeah, adult bullying.
Have you...
I don't know what adult bullying is.
No, that's a funny way of putting it.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Because there is like time. Yeah, even like when I was like younger, having jobs, there would still be bullying things. Like when you were at like the Y, when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
Did you ever partake in any adult bullying or shenanigans?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just always tried to annoy people.
Okay,
like,
so what's okay, there might be a fine line here then.
Probably. I mean, people who I knew didn't like me, I immediately was like, everything that I knew they didn't like about me, I did.
I think this is where we became good friends.
To like
we
the
both
max.
Did the same thing constantly.
Yeah, they didn't like that I was loud. I was the loudest when I worked with them. They didn't like that I was like, you know, a little bit like lax on the rules. I was way lax when I worked with them.
That pisses me off the most. Is like when people are really rule oriented.
Oh yeah.
About things that really don't matter.
Yes.
But they want to like kiss ass about it.
Right.
And you're like, I'm gonna fucking go ham right now.
Yes, for sure. Kids at the Y would always like try to like stack up the paddle boards that you hold on to. They try and stack them up, and like you weren't allowed to use one paddle board unless you were, doing laps with them. But I would always let little kids, pile them up and see how many they could sit on top of.
See, because that's what you would want to do.
Yes, exactly.
So you just wanted to be like, come on.
Yeah, but then when you work with those people who are like really strict about the rules, it's always kind of nice because you shouldn't be letting that happen, but you're not going to be the one to tell those kids
it
no.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so good.
Those assholes are going to tell those kids no. So then you're not the bad guy. You're actually the cool one who was like, I tried. I'm sorry.
You're never going to get kid bullied by those kids.
No!
Like, that guy's cool.
Yes, exactly. That was always the best.
I figured out a few weeks ago, you mentioned, I didn't know this, you wanted to take a lunch, but it wasn't your lunchtime or you wanted a break, so you threw a Snickers in the pool because that turns into like a...
Oh, it looks like shit. Yeah, it looks like...
What is it called whenever someone...
Code Brown.
Code Brown.
Yeah, it was a Code Brown.
Because it would happen often with the kids.
Yeah, when I was a lifeguard, I'd put Snickers in the pool whenever I was just over it, and I needed an hour to just chill out.
You're like, oh, it's been a rough day.
Yeah,
I need an hour-long break. Snickers.
Especially when there's like 60 kids and parents in the pool. There's swim lessons going on, and there's swim team going on, and there's people just there. You're like, fuck this. Snickers in the pool. Shut it down for an hour. The best.
Brown.
Because then guess what? No one hangs out for an hour. Everyone leaves. So especially if you hit it right at the peak where there's really not going to be anyone coming in anymore for the rest of the night. You'll get like 2 or 3. So then everyone leaves and then it's just chill for the rest of the night because you already hit your peak for the night.
It's now that you said it too, no one's going to question it either. Like, because no one wants to be the weird person to go, it's just a little bit of shit. Can we please like
Exactly.
Everyone's going to be like, oh, we have to get out their shit.
Yes. It is hands down, the one thing I miss about working as a lifeguard
I would have loved
was how easy it was to get out of work.
It would have been funny if you just texted me like, Brock, I need an hour-long break. Can you come shit in the pool, please?
That would be... Because I have to clean it still.
Oh, you had to do the code brown? You had to clean the code brown?
Yeah. Well, we would just get a net and get it out.
Oh,
and then
I thought there was like
kick the chemicals on.
I thought a guy had to come in or something. I didn't know it was you guys.
No, yeah, we had to clean it.
Oh.
So when it was a Snickers, it was
easy.
It was easy because you're like, this is just a Snickers. But when it was real shit, you're like, oh, bro, come on, so man.
Funny if you did the code brown, 80 people are leaving and they just see like this teenager netted out and then just bite the Snickers. Eat it? Yeah, eat it. Eat a damp Snickers. A chlorine Snickers.
Even that sounds so disgusting. A damp Snickers sounds so terrible. I could not eat that.
Just going into your work, staring in the face and just being like, ugh. And then just walk out of the pool.
Sounds terrible. Oh my God.
How many code browns were there?
Once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah.
Is there any
legit ones?
It's still too much.
No, legit maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But I created one every week, once a week, probably.
Shit the fuck up.
Yeah.
So the Snickers wasn't a one-time thing?
No. This was once a week.
So when you left the job, they're like, damn.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Shitting in the pool.
All of a sudden, there was way less code browns. Yes.
Once a week, everyone just had like a 5-inch shit, nothing else, just one shit.
Uh-huh. Well, sometimes I'd like break them up, into like small pieces and kind of just throw them and,
Would you call the code brown or would you wait for
No, I'd wait for someone else to see it. That's
the best part.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. You can't call it. You have to wait for another lifeguard or a patron to see it.
Do you remember a patron ever seeing it?
Yes,
They would just get tapped and like, oh shit.
They swim up and to your your little lifeguard stand. Hey man, I think there's like some, I don't know, shit or something over there. And you'd be like, oh damn, really? You try to play it. Yeah, bro, I don't know what it is though. And you'd go over there, you'd grab your net and you'd fish it out. And you'd be like, yup.
It's code brown.
Code brown, shut her down. You kick all these kids out of the pool. It was the best. That was a good time.
That makes me laugh so hard.
I miss how easy it was to get out of working.
I remember my favorites were Code Adams going on at work. Code Adams, when a kid goes missing.
Yeah, we had the same thing.
And like Code Adam would happen, and everyone was like, Code Adam. And then they would send everyone to different doors at work. And one time I was there, and I pissed off this one chick because we were standing there. And I was like, all right, what's the description on the kid? Do you know? And then she was like, yeah, he looks like an 8-year-old, like yay height, has brown hair and a green shirt. And then just like probably like a 5'2" Asian lady walked past us. And I was like, I think we got him.
She did not like that?
She was like, this is a serious matter. There's a child at risk.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I think she's doing fine.
How do you not find that so funny? That would have made me die laughing. That would have been amazing. I would have loved that joke. For sure.
Yeah, and then it was just awkward. I would just stay next to her like, it's always the same thing.
Right.
The kids never, since I've been there, they never get kidnapped. It's always a kid that just goes back out to the car.
Oh, really?
That's what happened the 2 times. It's the few times I remember, it's just the kid goes out to the car.
Really?
Like where they'll be shopping, the kid just says fuck it, and they just walk back out to the family car.
That's so crazy. I would have never thought to do that as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't like being alone.
Me
like
neither. That. Yeah. I would have never. Who are these kids who are just like, nah, not for me. Going back to the car. I'm good.
It's hot. They're like, I'm just going to go sit in the hot car.
Who are these children? That's so nuts. I can only remember one Code Adam when I was a lifeguard. And the kid just locked himself in a bathroom.
Like a stall or like a personal bathroom?
Yeah, like one of the family bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
So they lock. And it's just one family can go inside. He got inside of it, the door shut behind him, and
he couldn't get out.
He couldn't get back out.
Oh, he wasn't like the kids were talking about who want to be in.
Right, yeah, he just accidentally like locked himself in a bathroom. and no one can find him, obviously.
The lights dim, the dark, the thing shut. It's like, you want to play a game?
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to drink all the toilet water now. If not, the room will be filled with poisonous gas, and your parents will definitely be disappointed in you.
Oh my God!
Your mom will not like you if you do not drink all of the toilet water. Everyone will think you're so weird.
That's so intense.
It's like Saw, but for kids, but it's not like death or anything. It's just, I'm gonna tell everyone at your school that you shit your pants this weekend if you do not drink all of the toilet water.
The worst part of all of it was I checked the door that the kid was in, but it was locked.
Did you hear anything?
No, I just assumed there was someone in there, so I was like, oh. So I just let it go.
A kid screaming, pounding on the door, and then Kyle hears it. He's like, time for Code Brown. I'm not dealing with this shit.
No, I didn't know there was anyone.
I know.
I thought there was just a family in there. And then half an hour later, they're like, they were in the family locker room. And I was like,
did they know that you were the one who checked?
Yes. I was like, oh, fuck.
You idiot.
Well, should have been more vocal. Not my fault.
Was he pretty fucked did you see him when he got out? Was he like crying and shit?
I didn't see him. I don't know. Not sure. I'm sure he was probably pretty upset.
I don't remember if there was any like, yeah, all the Code Adams have been like kids leaving. Nothing too intense. There have been like police officers who've come in and asked if we've seen somebody, like, you know, like in the store, but I don't know the whole backstory behind it.
Huh.
Oh, there's one guy I do love, I really respect, who he would come into work. He never shopped. He was just the fucking, like, the property alcoholic. Let's call him that.
Sure, yeah.
He would just show up every day around 9 or 10 a.m. and he always had like a bucket, like, you know, like a painting bucket, and then like tongs to pick up trash.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't get paid. He just cleaned trash out of the parking lot and then would just drink. And then right around noon or 1, he would just be asleep somewhere on the ground outside in the...
It's actually really kind of nice of him.
I love it. Yeah, he always smells like piss. He pisses himself almost every time he does it.
Well,
but you'll see
it's a give and take.
Yeah, a give and take.
It's a give and take. You got a clean parking lot, but you got a guy who smells like piss.
It is a give and take.
You know, yeah.
He's doing it for free.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
But the front knows his mom's phone number, so they just have to call his mom or sister to come get him every couple days.
Really?
There was one time it was colder. I just remember I was outside working, doing something, and I was building something outside, and I just look over, and he's just like wandering around, and then he just stands there, arm against like the wall, and then just pisses himself, and then just walked away. I didn't want to make eye contact with him.
No, of course not.
It's funny though, because sometimes he'll fall asleep on a bench. He's never yelling at people. It's just he'll fall asleep on the cement.
Right.
And every time there's always like customers and pedestrians who go over there to ask him if he's okay. And I always want to walk up because there's like 8 people around him. Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? I just want to walk up. Like, he's just drunk. He does this every day.
Right. Yeah.
He's not dead.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's people who just don't understand.
He's fucking tan, though. I can tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's real tan.
He's burnt.
One of those people.
It looks like a football.
It's the funny thing. When you go to like California, obviously everyone's tan, but you can tell who's homeless because they are fucking tan. It's so crazy. They're like white people, like me and you, and they are so tan. It's crazy.
They look like they've changed races.
Right, yes. Yeah, exactly. It's so nuts.
Like they came from Hawaii to California.
Well, but then you think about like, even in California, like in tropical places, you're really only like out on the beach during the summertime, even in tropical places.
Yeah.
They're on the beach 365, 24/7. They are always getting sun.
Oh, and they get money sometimes out there too.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw like it was like I don't think it was it wasn't a TikTok. It was like a YouTube video. And this one guy was interviewing. It was hilarious. This guy just walked up to a guy in a tent, and then they talked for like 10 minutes, and he was like, he gets like $800 or $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
You know, it was like some sort of like, not homeless expense, but some sort of poverty thing.
Yeah.
He getting paid $1,200, and they're like, "Do you want a job?" He's like, "No, I just hang out."
Yeah.
He had a laptop with Netflix on it in the tent.
Oh fuck yeah!
And he just had that, and he had like his boom tower.
Yeah.
You know, next to it, and he was just like, "I just hang out, watching Netflix all day. I bought an iPhone with the money."
It really wouldn't be that bad of a life.
No.
I mean, honestly, it really wouldn't be that bad.
I guess It just has to do with like dignity. I think after a while you just get bored, but then
Yeah.
you're just like, I can't get out of this now.
No, that's true. Yeah,
I
you're
chose-
just stuck. Yeah,
like
you're
I
kind of
chose this
stuck.
life, and now
For
I'm
sure.
forever in this life.
For sure, yeah. But I wouldn't mind it. I don't think I would mind it that much. I love being outside.
California would be different. That's the thing. That guy's chill. But you have to think,
Yes.
there's the guy who just wants to get drunk and watch Netflix, but then you have like tweakers and
Yeah.
like meth heads that you're like, God damn it, I just wanted to have fun outside forever.
That is true.
I just wanted to camp always.
That is true. And then you got to deal with the fucking, the other homeless people. The people who are real homeless.
The runners.
They're home alone in their head. There's nothing going on upstairs at all.
I had a theory of how that happens, how like you get crazy homeless people. Do you know like when you're in the shower or you're out and about and you remember a really embarrassing memory in your life? Like you called the teacher mom, you hugged the wrong person, and you're like, fuck!
Yeah.
And you have to scream out loud to like shut it off.
Yes.
It's that forever.
Yes.
It's just constantly being like, fuck. They're just reliving embarrassing moments constantly. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, God, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
God, you embarrassed yourself. Fuck.
Yes.
She didn't love you back.
Yes.
Fucking idiot.
That's so true. That's so true. Oh my God.
But in reality, it's just remembering all the Vietnamese children you saw.
The Vietnamese children. Those poor Viet Cong. Those poor guys.
Are we doing all right?
Yeah, we could whenever, honestly.
What are we at?
50.
Oh, we can keep going for a little bit.
Okay.
But it is funny. Like California, I bet is different homeless than here.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Here, it's only like the weird, like meth and crazy.
You have to be crazy to be homeless here, I think. I mean, our winters are not fun at all.
Like, yeah, places have worse ones, but ours aren't nice.
No.
Yeah, especially, we also get, I didn't realize this till recently, we get a lot more wind than other states.
Yeah, we have a shit ton of wind.
I didn't know it was so much more windy here. And when it's snowing and it's like 30, honestly, I love it. When it's windy, you're like, fuck, I'm not even going outside.
Yes. I very much agree. I can put up with 30-degree weather, but yeah, when it's windy 5 out of the 7 days, or maybe 6 out of the 7 days, and that 30 degrees is immediately 20 or 15, and it's miserable.
I remember vividly, we were in high school and we were in Denver for some sort of like conference. Me and you, and we were out. We left the hotel that night to go walk around Denver, downtown. And there was I just remember just one homeless guy. Usually they'll be in an alley or they'll have their own tent. Yeah. There was a guy just in a sleeping bag, just in the middle of the sidewalk downtown. And people were just walking around him.
And it was freezing.
Yeah, it was cold.
I remember how cold it was that night. It was so fucking cold.
Yeah.
And I could not believe that there's people who just live in that.
Yeah. They live outside.
That's terrible. How?
It's one of those things where I feel really bad for, but then it's also an acceptance where like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
that's true.
This shouldn't happen, and then I'm like, but it's gonna. I feel like.
Yeah. No, for sure. It does. Yeah. And I just always think like, if I was in that position, how hard I would be trying to get to like Arizona or Las Vegas or somewhere hot.
Yeah.
Where you can at least like year round you can just be outside and be okay for the most part.
Do you know how hard it would be, like, because they say, like, oh, there's not much else left, like, because they can't get a job, so they have to turn to a life of crime sometimes.
Right, yeah.
Going to Mexico, maybe. If I'm homeless here, maybe Mexico.
I'm going to Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hang out in Mexico, and you're like,
for sure.
Fuck it, I'm homeless here, so.
I think it's probably easier to be homeless in Mexico.
They already have so much shit going on, no one cares about the homeless there.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's like a first world problem. We're bitching about homeless people, and they're like, we're just worried about cartel members.
You could probably find some pretty cool homies.
Yeah, you can easily get like some vendor job. They're not going to do background checks for you to like work in a cafe down there.
No, for sure.
Could you imagine not getting a job in Mexico because you're not a citizen?
That'd be crazy.
You're like, really?
Do you think that happens?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would be so mad.
I don't know much about Mexico now that I think about it.
Like you go down there, you try to get a job, they're like, oh, your paperwork came back. You're not a citizen. You're like, are we really doing this right now? Do we really care?
Your citizens don't want to even be here.
Like,
Can you please give me a job?
I got offered a job in El Paso at my work. It was from another coworker. This was like 2 years ago. He was like, it was higher leadership too. And he was like, hey, Brock, like I have a job for you. He was like, he was Hispanic. But he was like, I have a job that's in El Paso, and I think I can get you hooked up here. Like, you have experience, and we're just starting out. And I was like, dude, in El Paso, don't I have to know Spanish? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh yeah, that's a requirement. I'm like, I don't know.
It's a requirement, really?
It's on the border.
Oh shit! Well, yeah, I know
It's
that.
like 80% of.
But I didn't know it was like a requirement
to work at that job.
Damn.
It was a requirement, and
You probably learn it pretty quick though.
That's what he said. He's like, you'll pick it up in a few months.
You probably would.
You think so?
Yes, yeah. Spanish isn't that hard.
Oh, I thought he was just being over. I thought it was like way too much of an exaggeration. I didn't think you could just learn Spanish.
If you immerse yourself in it, you learn it pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
I should have said yeah. Would have been all right. I would have been making.
That would have been fun.
The basic income in El Paso was a lot lower than here, and I would have been making like probably $5 more than I am now in El Paso, which would have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you would have been making like good money.
Yes.
Yeah.
In El Paso.
Right.
And then I was like, but the citizens there was like 80% like Mexican.
Yeah.
And that is one of the main language. It's the main language almost in El Paso is Spanish.
El Paso is pretty crazy. Also,
I don't know anything about El Paso.
it's pretty crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it's very fun.
It's not a safe place to be living.
No, I don't think so. From everything I've heard, it's not like a cool
There's probably
place.
a lot of drug trafficking.
Yes, yeah, and humans. It's a lot of trafficking.
Just trying to be like, say, how can I help you? Be like, senor, what's going on? And then they're like, get in the van. Please don't hurt me.
Oh my god.
All right. We can end it if you
All
want.
right. Yeah, sure. All righty. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks.
See you next week.